The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. MMDA Chairman Benhur Abalos says local government units must act promptly to curb the highly infectious Delta variant. In an interview with us here on One News earlier, Abalos said cases must be monitored and traced within 24 hours. He added that all those who test positive must stay at a quarantine facility as even one patient may infect a whole household. Abalos also said that LGUs may impose granular lockdowns if needed.
What is really important is to monitor cases every day, act promptly, meaning we should really contact trace within 24 hours because the spread is so fast.
The Delta variant is the fastest and fittest virus produced by COVID-19. That's according to DOH Technical Advisory Group member Dr. Edsel Salvania. Speaking at the President's Talk to the People last night, Salvania said the Delta variant is 60% more transmissible and deadlier than the original SARS-CoV-2 virus. He added that the variant has a longer duration of infectiousness and that even young ages may develop severe infections.
Delta has 1,000 times more virus particles than the original virus. Kaya ang nakakahawa po talaga, there's also a longer duration of infectiousness. There is also a faster time from becoming infectious from the time you're exposed. Ngayon, mga 30 hours lang pwede nang makahawa.
But Salvania also said that the variant is beatable as long as people are vaccinated and are observing proper health protocols.
It is beatable with our minimum health standards, face shield, face mask, physical distancing, and of course we have to vaccinate everyone. We just really need to make sure na mag-level up rin po yung ating compliance because the virus has really leveled up. The treatment remains the same.
President Duterte wants local government units to come up with a better process of vaccination. The president said that he saw some people lining up as early as 4 in the morning only to get vaccinated at 9 in the morning. With this, President Duterte ordered LGUs to change their vaccination process as he disapproved people lining up amid the heavy rainfall.
Can I request the Secretary of Local Government to just enjoin them, be a directive to enjoin them to be more circumspect and not to, especially now that the southwest monsoon is passing the country. Na hindi ganito ang ano, it's not the way how to do it. They have to be more proactive than just maybe setting a venue then without the mechanism of how to transfer it and at the same time informing the people of the new site. But itong ganito and waiting as early as 4 o'clock in the morning, to me it's shit actually.
President Duterte also said that vaccinations should not turn into super spreader events as he directed local officials to come up with a solution to avoid crowding.
Dito ho, sinabi na basta open to everybody and anybody. Ang problema, yung crowding. People who would respond to the announcement that inoculation shall be given to those who are there on the site, but not taking into account, I said, the amount of time and emotion to do it and making them go back. You come back for some at some other hour. And on top of that, really, the most important thing is to look for a dry place.
Meanwhile, the Commission on Elections has junked almost 70% of party list inclusion applications. That's according to Comelec Commissioner Rowena Guanzon, who said that the Comelec received 239 petitions for registration in the party party list system for the May 2022 national and local elections. Guanzon did not elaborate on the reasons for dismissal, but her previous tweets state that many applications were filed out of time, paid their fees late, or did not have their manifestation or intent to participate. Political strategist Malu Tiquia says that President Duterte is expected to discuss his track record in his past 5 years in office during his State of the Nation address on Monday. Tiquia told 1PH sa totoo lang that Duterte will share his lessons and mistakes during his term. Aside from this, Tiquia said that it is important that Duterte will discuss his transition to his successor next year and how will the upcoming elections be held.
Napakahalaga yung paano niya isasakatuparan yung transition kasi magpapalit tayo ng gobyerno, magkakaroon ng halalan, at naandyan pa rin ang ating pandemic. So napakahalaga na malaman ng taong bayan kasi ang COMELEC, ang kanilang number one protocol, protect the voters. So napakahalaga yan dahil doon natin makikita ano yung pagkakaiba na gagawin para ma-ensure na maituloy ang eleksyon at ang mandato ng tao ay respetuhin.
Bayan Muna Representative Carlos Zarate expects President Duterte to highlight his supposed accomplishments, especially his clique's desires to extend his or its influence after his term. Zarate said that the president will surely boast of triumphed wars during his administration, despite the fact that the Philippines remains in a more miserable state before he assumed office. Zarate also believes that Duterte will use SONA as a platform to hit the opposition and his critics. Isambayan Sorsogon also released a statement on the president's upcoming SONA, slamming the administration's actions regarding human rights and urban poor, among others. According to Isambayan, for the last 5 years have proven that the current administration's promise for change is, quote, a change for the worse. Kabataan Party List Representative Sara Ilago will wear a custom-made piece with the hashtag SONA 2021 Sash Panawagan for the opening of the Congress' third regular session. The batik-batik piece features a blazer with Filipiniana sleeve and a skirt. The highlight, or this rather highlights, the beauty of inaul, a traditional hand-woven fabric of Maguindanao. The hand-painted sash will feature the 2021 Youth Agenda, calls for aid and subsidies for wage, agriculture, and MSMEs. The United States has purchased 200 million additional Pfizer vaccines to vaccinate children under 12 and for possible booster shots. Pfizer will provide the United States with 65 million doses intended for children under 12 once the vaccine is authorized for the group age. U.S. can also buy an updated version of the vaccine that will target new variants of the virus. This comes after the Delta variant sweeps across the country, driving up infections. The bulk of the additional supplies are expected to arrive by the end of the year. Meanwhile, Indonesia has become the new epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic as the country logs 50,000 cases a day. This Bloomberg Quick Take tells us why.
Our test positivity rate since the beginning of pandemic up to now always above 10%. But the latest data, let's say the last weeks of test positivity rate in Indonesia is almost always above 20%. So it means we cannot, since the beginning of pandemic, we cannot identify the majority of cases, the majority of cluster. It's put the country or the nation in very vulnerable situation. And then that's why now we are approaching our peak of our pandemic curve. And the other factor that make this critical situation in Indonesia and this current situation in Indonesia even more worse, it's because the emerging of this Delta variant virus. The new strain which we know it's more easy to transmit, and then also reducing the efficacy of vaccine. The overwhelm of our healthcare facility, it's spread almost all the all hospital in Java Island, and the lack of oxygen, and also even lack of the some of medicine. The vaccine, not only for Indonesia, even for some developed country also, it's become a big issue regarding their availability, the stock, right, the distribution, and also the administration of this vaccination.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 2:15 as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.